What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Patrick here. Moving on to the next question. So Sarah has been offered two options for her pay at a gym. So option A will pay $28,300 as a base salary, and then she'll get $10 per training session. And option B will pay her $22,000 base salary, and then she'll get $25 per training session. So notice option A, it has a higher base salary, but it has a lower per training session pay. So two questions for this. Number one, how many training sessions need to be done for both options to have equal pay? And then number two, how many training sessions need to be done for her to make $12,600 more with option B versus option A? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create expressions for both pays. So notice option A, her pay would be $28,300 plus $10 per training session. So let's let that be 10x. So we're going to let x equal the number of training sessions. That's essentially what we got to solve for in both questions. So that's going to be the variable. So that's the pay. Let's call it P equals that. That's her pay for option A. And then option B, her pay is going to be what? 22,000 plus 25x. Like that. Right, so those are the two functions for her pay, option A and then option B. So number one, how many training sessions need to be done for both options to have equal pay? So what you would do is you would just find out when both of these equal. So you could just say 28,300 plus 10x equals 22,000 plus 25x, like that. When are both pays going to be equal? How many training sessions have to be done? Notice we could just solve for x. So I'm going to bring this 10x over, bring the 22,000 over. 28,300 minus 22,000 will give us 6,300. Then we'll have 25x minus 10x, which gives us 15x. Divide both sides by 15. X would be 420. So 420 training sessions need to be done, and then both pays are going to be equal. They could have also asked, what's the pay that's going to make them equal? What's that equal pay going to be? You would just plug in 420 into either of these, and you would get that answer. And I think it would be, if you plug in 420 here, you'd have 28,300 plus 4,200, like that. And so that would give you what, 32,500? So that would be the equal pay with 420 training sessions. She would make 32,500 in both options with that many training sessions. That's when the pay would be equal. Now below that, how this looks graphically, by the way, just to kind of expand on this. So let's say we got X here, which is the number of training sessions, and then we have pay. What we have is option A, it starts at a higher base salary, but has a lower variable pay. So let's say it starts up here. This is not to scale, by the way. It's going to look like that. It's going to have a lower or a less steep slope. And then option B, it's going to have a lower base pay, and then it's going to have a steeper slope. So it's going to look something like that. Again, this is not to scale, but just to give you an idea of how this is looking graphically. So this would be option B, and then this would be option A. Now, where they intersect, that break-even point would be at 420 training sessions. And then the pay at which they both intersect at is 32,500, like that. And then this here is 22,000. And then this here is 28,300. So again, this is not to scale, but that's how it looked like. So less than 420 sessions, she would get more money with option A versus option B. Notice that option A, it's always above option B for less than 420 sessions. 420 sessions, they would be equal. And then after 420 sessions, that variable pay, that higher variable pay is going to take over. So option B would be better than option A. She'll get more pay then. All right, so that's the answer for number 1. So it's 420. Now number 2, what they're asking for, let's just do it over here. They're saying how many training sessions need to be done for her to make 12,600 more with option B versus option A. So how many training sessions, if the difference here between these would be 12,600, how many training sessions is the difference going to be 12,600 between option B and option A? Right, she's going to make 12,600 more with option B versus with option A. So what you would do is you would take this expression for option B, 22,000 plus 25x, actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to just shift it a little bit, give myself some room here. So 22,000 plus 25x, option B minus the pay for option A. You would put that in brackets, so be careful with that as well. There's got to be brackets there because you're subtracting that entire option A pay. So it would be that, and the difference between those, we're looking, when is it going to equal 12,600? And then you just solve for x, so you distribute. So here you would end up with 25x minus 10x, which would give us 15x, and then 22,000 minus 28,300, which would give us minus 6,300, like that. And that's going to be 12,600. And then bring the negative 6,300 over. That would give us 18,900, like that. Divide both sides by 15. X would end up being 1,260 training sessions. So that many training sessions would make the pay for option B 12,600 more than the pay for option A. And then you could test that. You could take that answer, you could plug it into both of these, and then when you take that number, subtract that number, it should be 12,600. Right, so the answer for number 1 is 420. The answer for number 2 is 1,260.